Everyone, welcome to my fourth tutorial on C++. Today we'll be learning about data types in C++. So when I say data types, these are used to define the type of data any variable can hold or store in the memory. So there are four categories of data types in C++. So let me mention that on this board. So first category, first category is primitive data type. These are also known as uh, predefined data type sometime, or we can also call these as fundamental data type. These are all same thing. These are name. These are synonym for primitive data types. Now the other category is category number two, user defined data type. The third category is derived data types. And the last fourth category is abstract data types. We'll go in details about each type of category. We are learning different types of data types in C++. And primitive data types or predefined data types or fundamental data types, we have the very basic one, char data type. Sometimes people also call it char data type. So it takes 1 byte of memory in the RAM, and usually what type of value we can store? We can store a single character, or for example, I can store a small a or capital A, or in single quote some sign has sign or some other tilde sign, or I can store in single quote 0 also, or instead of this character it can also store numeric value, and the range varies from -1 to 8 to +1 to 7. So negative, the minimum value it can store is -128, and the maximum positive value it can store is +1 to 7. So both type of value it can store. Now we have, sometime you'll see that people are using sign char also. Sign char. So this data type is same as char. There is no difference. So when they are not putting something before char, when they are not putting sign before character, it is normal char, but both are same. Now another type which is related, unsigned char. Now unsigned char can also store these value which I mentioned earlier, any value in single quote, or numeric value also in single quote, but its range is, for numbers, storing numbers, it range increases, and the range is like 0 to 0 to 255. You can see that it is storing only positive numbers. That's why we call it unsigned char or char, and it can store 0 to 25. And this also take 1 byte. Signed character also take 1 byte of memory, and this also, unsigned character, also take 1 byte of memory. So the memory size is same, but the numeric value which we can store in inside char is 0 to 225. Now the next data type is integer. We write int only. Let me some type. Int is integer, we call it integer, and it is used to store numeric values. So this integer takes 4 bytes of memory, and it can store a value starting from minus 217 21 sorry 214 214 74 83 648 to positive value 214 74 83647. So when the data type is with, without sign or unsigned, by default that is treated as sign. That means it will store a negative value or positive value. This is the range. Now, similar to this, if I somebody is using sign integer, this is same as integer. Okay, and now if I talk about unsigned integer, this takes 4 bytes only, but the range increases because it is just storing positive numbers. So its range is like 0 to, it's a 10 digits only, but it will be double, like 4 2 9 4 2 9 4 9 6 7 2 9 5, or you can sum of this value. Let me, so this was unsigned integer, and now we have thing short integer. This takes 2 bytes. This is used for smaller values, and its range is minus 327682 plus 32767. And short int also, we can people sometimes will write sign short integer. This is same as short integer, and the size is also same, 2 bytes. Now we have, like a previous example, we have unsigned short also. Unsigned short integer, this also take 2 bytes, but it range increases. Its range will be like 0 to 653 65535, sorry, 65535, because it is storing only positive numbers, so it range increases. Now after this we have next primitive data type, which is used to store numbers only. We have long integer. Now long integer takes how many bytes? 8 bytes of memory, and its range is very big. I don't even remember. You can do some experiment, but it should be how many digits? Oh, let me recall: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19. I'll repeat: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 digits. 19 digits. This is a huge number. It is stored like from negative to positive numbers both. So similarly, we have signed long int, which is same as long int. and it takes 8 bytes. And we have unsigned long int that also takes 8 bytes, but range increases like 0 to, it will store only positive number, and number of digits will be, I'll say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 20. So it is 0 to some 20 digits number. Now this was for storing numeric value. Then we also have long integer, and we don't have space here, but I'll try to put here. We have long integer, and we can have unsigned long integer also. We can have signed and unsigned. Signed I'm not sure, but unsigned integer also we can have. Unsigned long int. Now we don't have enough space here, so I'll try to put this. I'll try to make use of. I'll just put a line here. How many data types are left? There are a few more. Okay, so we have to store floating point value. We have float data type. Float takes 4 bytes of memory, and we have the bigger data type for storing this value double, that also store floating point value double, and we have long double also, which takes this takes 12 bytes. It's more big numbers it can store. We have so these are the three. So these are the primitive data types in C++, and then I'll go to user defined data types. Like user can define, a programmer can define. Let me move this a little bit. So okay, so in user data types we have we have classes, we have structures as user can create, we have enums, we have union. These are the user defined data types which user can create, and the size of this size depends on what it contains. So I can write here size of user defined data types depends on what they contain. So it's not fixed actually. Now derived data types. Derived data types means the data types which are derived from existing data types. So for example, we have pointers in C++. Pointers can be like, pointer can be integer type pointer, it can be character type pointer, it can be float type pointer, etc. It can be any type of pointer. And we have arrays like group of, array means group of, we can say group of similar data type. I'll just say dt here because we don't have space. We have reference variable. We'll talk more about this, what is reference, in our next video. And then we have lambda expressions also in C++. Lambda expressions also. We will talk about this in our next videos. And then we have the last type of data type we have is abstract data types. So in abstract data type, we have all containers. Containers, like when we say container, like vector list, map, all STL containers. We'll talk more about this in future, in next video. And we also have smart pointers. In C++ basic version, we don't have smart pointers, but from C++ 11 onwards, all versions of C++ support smart pointers. Like we have shared pointer, we have unique pointer, and we also have weak pointer. There's no space here. So these are, and then we have iterators also. So these are very advanced topics which we'll be covering it in next videos. Now, let's say if you do not want to remember how many bytes of memory each data type is taking, so we can, instead of remembering that, we can use one library function. We call it size of. So let's say I'll put here, you want to find the size of integer. So for that, what we'll do, we have one operator, size of integer. So remember, size of is not a function, because sometimes people will say it's a function because it contains parentheses, but size of is an operator. This is an operator. We can override that. What is override, I will talk in next videos. But size of is an operator. So now when you run this code with cout size of integer, it will give 4 bytes. Now similarly, if you want to find size of character or char, this will return 1 byte. So like this, you can find size of any data type, whether it is primitive or user defined or derived or abstract. It's easy. It's very basic feature of C++ to determine or find the size of different data types. So let's make a small video. In previous video, I could not show you how to compile the code on Linux operating system. So I'll be doing that today. So for that, I'll open my virtual machine, and I have my VM here. I'll start it quickly. It's starting up. You can also make use of Oracle VM VirtualBox and create one virtual machine of Ubuntu. I have one separate video how to create virtual machine, Ubuntu virtual machine. You can check my videos. So this is booting up. So as I said earlier, on Linux we'll be using G++ compiler, very good compiler. And in IT company, most of the companies works on Linux, so they will use G++. And for editor, there are various editor, but I will show you how to use VI editor here. VI is command line editor. If you're looking for GUI based editors, you can use gedit, and there are a few more. So from here, once it is open, I'll open the terminal. Now my terminal is open and I'll make a directory here, or mkdir. This command is used to create the directory. And fourth tutorial I'll go inside this directory, and then I'll using vi I will create one file main.cpp. I'll enter. Now to start writing I have to press I means I want to go in insert mode, and then I will start typing my code, and then integer mean I'll return some value from here. Now as I said, cout, I'm not putting the whole namespace, so what I will do, I'll make use of namespace, then cout. I'll put something here, size of integer, and then size of integer like this. And one more example, cout size of char or char, size of remember size of is an operator. We'll talk why it is operator later on, later videos. So I'll display this and I'll save this. To save this I have to come out of insert mode. I will press escape for that, and shift colon wq, write and quit. This is done. Now how to compile cpp file using G++ compiler. However, I have created many videos on G++, but if you want to go in details, I'll put G++ main.cpp. Now if I put just like an enter, it will create one binary a.out by default. So if I want to run, I will say /a.out. See, size of integer is 4 byte, size of char is 1 byte. Now the other way is, if I want to specify the binary name -o, I can say main.out. It can have any extension, exe also, but I'll put main.out. Now if I want to execute main.out, it will give the same output because it's same code. So now you'll see this size of char and this next username is on the same line, so we can fix that by making use of handle, or we can put after this, what we can do, stdendl, put the new line at the end. I'll save it, compile one more time as main.out, and then run one more again. So size of integer is 4 byte, size of char is 1 byte. So this is how you can check size of each data type in C++. So if you want to try this program on any other compiler on Windows or any other OS, then you can try this. Output will be same. Now size of data type, somebody asks you what is the size of the integer. So first you should say it depends on the compiler. If compiler is 16-bit, the size of integer will be 16-bit. If compiler is 32 or more, the size of integer would be 4 byte only. So that's all for today. If you have any question or doubt, you can add it in the comment box. I'll be more than happy to reply. Thank you.